I focus on the past a lot. More than most people, I think. My taste in art and music, that speaks for itself. I get a warm feeling when I watch something that I grew up on, or eat food at a cherished place that I associate with simpler times, or when I say a running joke with friends I've known since I was a kid, that sort of thing. But something that's really pervaded my mental lately is the past decade. The window for things that I get like hopelessly romantic for gets shorter and shorter, largely due to my relationship with YouTube. I mean, if you look at my channel, I've dedicated a few videos to what I came of age watching and enjoying online. Early sketch comedy, angry media reviews with, a white wall behind you. Yikes. Wee woo. And vloggers who popped off during the advent of the DSLR. I'm also not alone in my fascination with that pocket of commentary channels with their postmodern execution and their lax bro attitude and their edgy sense of humor. That hot period from about 2015 to 2017 that everyone else gushes over. This is to say it's all relative. I very well could look at the period that you and I are living in right now with those sweet rosy hues around the edges by, 2042. But as it stands, right now, the thing that I used to obsess over so much feels grim. And I think I finally pinned down why that is. Tube. As in cathode ray tube, an essential component for all modern visual display, namely television, so much so that to this day, a shorthand referral to a television is the tube. Of course, it can also refer to other things, like totally tubular, the tubing of the wave as it approaches the shore. A narrow means of transportation, like a pipe going down the tubes, is just a friendlier way of saying toilet or sewage or shitter. Or to take a more industrial angle, a container, toothpaste, glue, gel, cookie dough, potato chips, tennis balls, epoxy, Vaseline. Product. Raw, convenient product. Birthed on demand from a womb of foil and plastic. Like, I've got some poets with me today, right? Some critical thinkers, people with eyes and ears who consume brainy content on this platform. You already get where I'm going with this. You could telegraph it with a 5th grade education. Surely I'm not the first one to make this observation in this precise way. In fact, I'm pretty sure that you in YouTube has been weaponized on behalf of and against YouTube as a platform every time a new generation of creators takes center stage. With these new features from Google, we plan on putting the you back in YouTube. Or, the you in YouTube has totally disintegrated the past 3 years. The Wild West period that is free speech and innovation and creativity is dead. Some real great again energy in either direction. What I can say for sure is that the you in YouTube is something very tangible, something innocent, something that anyone who was there long enough to get a sense of what it is, for them to get kinda depressed if it ever drifted away from the ecosystem of video hosting sites. So it begs repeating, the you in YouTube, for many, myself included, is very lost. It's been lost. Every avenue of success, every genre, and every subgenre of video, every conceivable way to package and execute a video is aimed squarely at trends and patterns detected and sustained by a perpetual motion machine of profit and ego. And that crossover appeal that manages to spread into the mainstream and into the very mentality and philosophies of the consumers, it's stronger than it's ever been.
The point of the book is also parents have a disconnect with their kids. The reason I wrote the book is because my high school friend, her kid wanted to start a YouTube channel and she had no idea where to start, and she hired me to coach him on his YouTube channel. So the book is kind of explaining to parents why your kid should want to be on YouTube, that it's not a waste of time, that they're getting life skills out of it, regardless of if they become a YouTuber and make millions of dollars. The life skills they're going to make, they're going to learn how to stick to a schedule, they're going to learn accountability, they're going to be creative, creative. These kids become such great public speakers because when you learn how to first-person vlog at the age of 12, by the time you go to a job interview at 16, 17, you're so well-spoken. So the life skills you get off of YouTube are amazing. So the point of the book is to just explain to parents, when you see your kid on YouTube, don't be like, get off YouTube. Be like, get on YouTube, and here's how I can help support you and build your channel.
You've heard of news? Well, get ready for super news. Big news. Not your grandma's news. TMZ, but even crazier and more in your face. Tea, drama, games, gamer, powdered drink. Buy powdered drink. Epic challenge. Much win. Big money, big money. No whammies. Wait, no whammies. Hell no. All the whammies. Whammies for your mom. Whammies for your dad. Whammies for the homeless guy in the street. Whammies for orphans, starving kids in a country your stupid ass can't even pronounce. So fun, so saintly. Ain't we great? Ain't we so very generous? Ain't we just the solution to every modern problem sustained by the very people who convinced you that they should be the ones who make all the decisions for us? That. Just nonstop. That. In place of watching stupid, relatable little bits of nothing that we could imagine ourselves making on the exact same hardware as our role models and heroes, maybe even with flesh and blood friends of ours who we share passions with, we have that.
And you just won $456,000.
This ain't even like reaction videos anymore. That period I was talking about earlier, the big bad at the time, reaction videos, taking other people's content and reacting to it. That's been co-opted into streaming. We're not talking about lazy, uninspired content devoid of creativity where you require something else in order to be entertaining. No, we're past that. I yearn for that. I'm nostalgic for that. Needing to rely on something else to make your content isn't anything new. It's one of the foundational principles of criticism. You are reacting to a thing. Reaction videos were cringe insofar as they took minimal effort, if any effort at all, and you would play the whole thing in its entirety while you were just kind of staring into the void of your own soul while it was happening. I'm no stranger to having opinions on things and formulating entire videos around it. It's kind of like my bread and butter when I'm not doing what I'm doing right now. Yeah, sure, I'll talk about a movie or a show or another channel that I like. The past few years, though, I found that I adore music. It's like my lifeblood, music. I have plenty to say about music. And like any other medium that I talk about, I think the best way to illustrate my points and my emotions on them is to sample the music itself. Not in full, of course. That wouldn't be transformative in the slightest. But anyone who's honest about what I've made in the past 5 years will know what I make is transformative. So why then, on all 3 of my Lords of Lo-Fi videos, the most excited I've been to make a series in quite a long time, I have copyright claims. With Joji in particular, it's not even by the legitimate owners of the music that was used. In fact, I'm pretty sure the music that was used isn't even the music that was used. Merlin's been around for a while. It's pretty well documented that they're not who they claim to be. They just go skimming for music that they've convinced the algorithm that they have rights to so they can make a quick buck while hiding behind the facade of a legal team. And yeah, the other 2, copyright claims as well. I'm not even monetized, so I frankly haven't even bothered challenging it. I don't intend to make any money off of this. I think any desire to make money off of any of these videos stems from the wide-eyed optimism that someday I'll make it and start racking up funds through the back catalog or whatever. But all I know is I'm also nostalgic for the big old fair use movement that most of the people that I really liked at the time were batting for. We're about half a decade removed from that whole movement, and yet sadly you still have to be Rotten Tomatoes or IGN or some shit in order to have an opinion on media that could lead you to things. That's simple, really. Just don't use the media that you're referring to when you're talking about it, because music, it has very stingy copyright laws that are there for a reason. The reason, of course, being to protect the artists who made the art and not the rights holders and fucking lawyers and studio executives who now own the rights to it, who don't give a rat's ass about any of the artists. Industry is holy and just and must be defended at all costs if the things are going to run as they're supposed to. Yeah, as they're supposed to. How are they supposed to run, though? Do people really sit down and chew on that one? Anyway, yeah, that's my big meal ticket style and subject matter. And yeah, of course, that is nerfed by the very powers that be that sustain the things that I'm already bitching about in this video. We're officially in the end game. No comic book required. We're in the chapter where tycoon, executive, producer, and consumer are all of one mind and entity, malnourishing those parts of ourselves who exist in the moment or hang their hat on something that isn't going to change the game, which just demonstrates to those too young to know any better. This is what happiness looks like.
Later that day, I went to go visit my dream home. And this is only the guest house of the dream home. This is the dream home. It's the world's most expensive modern mansion in the United States. It's currently priced at $295 million, and it's an insane 105,000 square feet.
Anything short of caffeine and motion and color is not worth your time. And that hustle and the grind of influence and profit are the key to stability, content, and fulfillment. Your little passion project, well, yeah, that's not going to make it very far if you think too much like an artiste. Some people, even those with measurable talent and personality, simply lack the it factor, that smegma male grind set that'll allow you to climb the ladder above the filthy, unwashed masses. There's the makers, and then there's the consumers. You don't want to be a filthy, drony consumer, do you? Of course not. You've got two choices. You either fulfill your meritocratic destiny, or resign yourself to the mundane and docile track of your normie friends and family who ain't never made nothing in their lives. You need to pretend like you're an entrepreneurial outlaw. There's a combination of words that makes fucking sense. You need to be ready to drop anything you've latched onto along the way, like your Robert De Niro in Heat. Anything that would leave you more vulnerable to the rug pull of late capitalism. Oop. Sorry, folks. Sorry I made it preachy and ideological. That's no fun. That's a buzzkill. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to remind people of reality. But of course, even if you do, even if you use your talent and your resources and your influential pull to make something that could be even remotely critical of the things that keep us miserable, we can very easily take that commentary and criticism on our one true God and make it a challenge. Wow, guys. Look, guys, yowza. Just like on the TV. Just like on the tube. Very pyramid-shaped tube. Don't get me wrong. I'm very proud with what I make on my YouTube channel. You know, when I have the time and very real and very overlooked soul power needed to make stuff for your YouTube channel. In fact, even content that I make for other people for money or as a favor, it gives me a warm and fuzzy feeling, even if it's not quite as intense as something that came from my own brain and only my brain. It still feels good because God knows not everyone can do what I do. I'm not afraid to say that. Been doing this for 10 fucking years. You think just anyone can do exactly what I do with zero knowledge on editing software and filmmaking and media literacy? No, that's just an objective fact. I'm not saying I'm better than you. I'm just saying I have skills for days that should in theory take me places. That said, to be of service, to help people bring their own little visions to life, that feels good. Being of service is a good distraction from the void. But even in both of these camps, there's a nagging, draining spiritual assassination going on. Every compromise made to appeal to more people, every attempt to be punctual or consistent, every compromise on budget weighed against real-world rates, every simple instance of doing what I have to do instead of what I need to do. It blows. It sucks, dude. There's a whole wide world out there of life, regular-ass life, and even the benefits of trying to make art or entertainment for people that I'm not feeling, thousands of other people aren't feeling. Hell, I don't even think my content's that special in terms of quality. It's very lacking in many departments, but I know for a fact that there's people out there doing really cool shit without being universally compensated nearly as much as they should be, all because it's not gonna trend. Some of this was written, some of it wasn't. Don't really know how to end it. Shit's bleak. Ebbs and flows, we all have periods like this. I'm sad for reasons beyond, Google and its breeding ground for nothingness. But like, I don't know, it seems extra bad lately. Not particularly motivating to be creative. Other people are, and I think that's great. Like, keep up the fight. It's worth fighting. I'll be back to your scheduled programming after I figure some shit out. But in the meantime, I'm allowed to be sad, so I'll be sad.